Let's talk about the incredible journey of the Saudi Pro League. It's a story that starts on dusty local pitches, and, well, now it's got the entire world watching. So let's dive right in. So you've seen the headlines, right? Some of the biggest names in football are now playing in Saudi Arabia. And it kind of feels like this all just happened overnight. But here's the thing. This transformation was anything but sudden. It's actually the result of decades of growth. And we're going to unpack exactly how this league went from a regional passion to a global powerhouse. You can really break this whole story down into 4 key chapters. It all kicks off in the 50s with the founding of the first big clubs. Then, a huge step up in 76 when the National League is born. Then, they make a splash on the world stage in 94. And finally, the explosion we're seeing today with all the global superstars. It's been a heck of a climb. Okay, so let's hit rewind for a second. Before all the bright lights, the massive stadiums, and the international TV deals, you have to remember that football in Saudi Arabia started from pretty humble beginnings. Yep, it literally just started with people playing for the love of the game on local community pitches. Expats brought the sport over, Saudis returning from abroad brought the passion back with them, and it just caught on like wildfire. This wasn't some top-down organized thing. It was a true grassroots movement. And get this, the clubs that formed way back then, they're still the absolute titans of the league today. The intense rivalries that were born in this era, we're talking the legendary Jeddah and Riyadh derbies, they are still the cultural heartbeat of Saudi football. These weren't just teams. They were the foundation for everything that came next. All right, so you've got these powerful clubs, you've got these incredibly passionate fan bases. What's the next logical step? Well, you've got to bring them all together. This is the moment it goes from just regional fun to a real national competition. And that brings us to 1976. This is a huge year, a real game changer. The Football Federation steps in and unites all those clubs into one single nationwide league. For the very first time, they were all playing for one trophy, one championship. This was the moment the Saudi Pro League, as we know it, was truly born. And you know what? That decision to create a unified league, it paid off almost immediately. The 1980s quickly became known as a golden era because the quality of the domestic league started to directly fuel the success of the Saudi national team. It's a pretty simple formula, right? A stronger league makes for a stronger national team. And we're not just talking about a feeling of success. You could see it in the trophy cabinet. The national team, filled with players from this new league, went on to win back-to-back Asian Cups in 1984 and 1988. This was huge. It didn't just put Saudi football on the map, it proved the league was a serious pipeline for top talent. So, with the nation totally captivated by the sport, the league's best clubs were ready for their next big challenge. They set their sights on conquering all of Asia. The next big leap wasn't just about winning club trophies, though. It was about showing the entire planet what players from the Saudi League could do. And of course, there's no bigger stage for that than the FIFA World Cup. Then came 1994. Wow, what a moment. Saudi Arabia doesn't just qualify for its first ever World Cup. They go and stun everybody by making it to the knockout stages. This was a seismic moment. For the first time, talent that was forged and sharpened in the Saudi League was shining for the whole world to see. And that confidence from the World Cup, it spilled right back into the club scene. Hilal just dominated Asia throughout the 90s. And then Ittihad followed them up with these historic back-to-back Champions League wins in 2004 and 2005. The message was loud and clear. This league wasn't just producing the best teams at home, it was producing the best teams in all of Asia. So this brings us right up to the modern day. All that history we just covered, the grassroots foundation, the national success, the continental dominance, all of it laid the groundwork for the massive, strategic shift that we're all witnessing right now. Now, to really understand the explosion in spending and the huge names arriving, you have to zoom out from just football. This is all a key part of a massive national project called Saudi Vision 2030. The investment in the league is a strategic piece of a much, much bigger puzzle designed to diversify the country's economy and boost its influence on the world stage. And when you look at it, the strategy is actually pretty straightforward, almost like a 4-step playbook. First, you inject massive investment. Then, you use that money to bring in global superstars and coaches, which immediately raises your profile. Next, you have to support them by upgrading all the infrastructure, stadiums, broadcasting, the whole shebang. And the end goal? to position the country as a major hub for huge international sporting events. So just let that journey sink in for a second. We started this whole story with informal games on community pitches. Today, the country is hosting major European tournaments. I mean, it's an absolutely remarkable transformation from a local passion into a global sports destination. So after this incredible journey, one that spanned nearly 80 years, the league has arrived. It's at a pivotal moment, and it's forcing the rest of the world to ask some pretty serious questions about its place in the global football order. So as we've seen, this was never some overnight success story. Each era built on the one before it. The founding clubs created the culture. The National League created that golden era, which led to dominance across Asia. And all of that has culminated in what we see today, the arrival of global superstars. It's a story of calculated, step-by-step ambition. And that leaves us with the big question, the one everyone is asking. This rapid rise is already shaking up the transfer market and changing how we watch the game around the world. It's a development no football fan can ignore, and what it all means for the future of the beautiful game, well, that's a story that's still being written.